Here's something you have a right to know about the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8 gives Congress the power to declare war. This was done so that the president could fight short-term defensive actions if necessary, but would not engage in endless military conflicts. As it turns out, though, Congress has only formally declared war 5 times, the last time being World War II. The rest of our conflicts have tended to be military actions or vaguely defined police activities. Our gradual acceptance of this shift from formally declared war to war at the president's discretion makes it all too easy to make war without anyone really being accountable. It also makes possible what we have now, war without end. When do Democrats and Republicans join hands and actually agree? When much needed and long overdue military cuts impact their districts. Today we have talked about war. When is war just? When is it fair? How can the government wage war without declaring it? Think about it. Waging war is the most awesome, powerful, and irreversible state of affairs that the government enters into. So fearful were the founders of the power to wage war that they assured that the president could only fight a war if Congress first declared one. Kings and princes in Europe and tyrants all over the world have started wars against their real and imagined enemies. But in America, only Congress could declare a war. Iraq and Afghanistan are our longest conflicts in history. Has Congress declared war on Iraq? No. Has Congress declared war on Afghanistan? No. Has Congress declared war on any person, group, or government from and after 9/11? No. Congress instead gave President Bush and his successors, all of his successors, an open-ended invitation to fight against and to kill whomever they wanted in the name of the war on terror. But the Constitution trusts this kind of power with no individual, and neither should you. The philosopher Randolph Bourne once said that war is the health of the state. He was right. During war, people give up their liberties and their property to the government because they trust that the government will use their liberty and their property to win the war. During the Civil War, Lincoln locked up thousands of journalists and political leaders who spoke out against him in the North. During World War I, Woodrow Wilson locked up hundreds of American citizens who were critical of America's war involvement, and he used a law, the Espionage Act of 1917, that's still on the books. In World War II, FDR locked up over 100,000 Japanese Americans without charge, without trial, without a judge, without a jury, and the Supreme Court let him do it. Those people who were arrested on the basis of their nationality, their ancestry, and their race. And every president since Lincoln who has exercised unconstitutional powers to suppress the speech they hate or feared, including President Obama, has used war and these historical examples as an excuse. Do we have a Constitution or don't we? We do. Is it the supreme law of the land or isn't it? It is. Can something be done just because can a war be fought just because the president wants to call it a war? Of course not. Only fidelity to the Constitution will save us from tyrants, and only we can make politicians follow the Constitution. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night.